You step outside one quiet morning, coffee in hand, and you notice something strange. A bird is flying in slow circles right above your house. Not rushing, not heading somewhere else, just circling. Calm, steady, almost like it is watching something below. You look up and wonder, what is it doing? Why does it not just land? You have probably seen this happen dozens of times and never really thought about it. But today, something about it feels different. It feels deliberate. Like that bird is not just flying. It is deciding something. And the truth is, you are right. That bird is not wasting time up there. It is running a silent safety check on your entire yard before it ever commits to landing. And what it is looking for might surprise you. Most people assume birds just fly around because that is what birds do. They think circling is random, like the bird is confused or lost or just enjoying the wind. But birds do not waste energy. Every second in the air costs them. Flight is exhausting, especially for smaller backyard birds. Their hearts are beating hundreds of times per minute. Their tiny muscles are working hard with every wing beat. So when a bird chooses to circle instead of landing immediately, it is not being careless. It is being extremely careful. That circling pattern is one of the most calculated things a bird can do. And it all comes down to one thing: survival. Think about it from the bird's perspective for a moment. You are a small creature in a big, dangerous world. You weigh almost nothing. Every cat, every hawk, every sudden movement could be the end. You cannot afford to land somewhere unsafe. You cannot afford to drop into a yard without knowing exactly what is waiting for you down there. So what do? You circle. You fly above the area and you look down. You study every detail. You check every corner, every shadow, every branch, every fence post. You are building a complete picture of that space from the safest place you can be, which is the air. And only when you are satisfied, only when everything checks out, do you fold your wings and come down. This is what researchers sometimes call aerial reconnaissance. It is not a term most people have heard, but it perfectly describes what backyard birds do every single day above your home. When a bird circles your yard, it is scanning for predators first. It is looking for cats hiding under bushes, hawks sitting on rooftops, snakes near the ground, or anything that looks like a threat. Birds have incredibly sharp vision. Many species can see 4 to 5 times better than humans. Some can even detect ultraviolet light. So when they are circling above, they are seeing your yard in a way you literally cannot imagine. Every small movement on the ground, every shadow that shifts, every shape that does not belong, they catch it all from up there. If something looks wrong, even slightly wrong, they will not land. They will simply keep circling or fly away entirely. But predators are not the only thing birds are scanning for. They are also checking for other birds. This might sound strange, but bird politics are real and surprisingly intense. Before landing, a circling bird wants to know who else is already in the yard. Is there a dominant bird sitting on the feeder? Is there a territorial species guarding a section of the lawn? Is there a group of birds that might chase it away? Birds have social hierarchies that most people never notice. A small sparrow is not going to land near an aggressive mockingbird if it spots it from above. A cardinal might avoid a yard if a blue jay is already patrolling the fence. These decisions happen fast, but they happen in the air, during those quiet circles you watch from your window. And here is where it gets even more interesting. Birds are not just checking the yard once, they are comparing it to their memory. Birds remember your yard. They remember where the feeder is. They remember where the safe branches are. They remember where they saw a cat last week. They remember where they landed safely yesterday. So when they circle above, they are matching what they see right now against what they already know. if something has changed, if you moved the feeder, if there is a new object on the patio, if a chair is in a different spot, the bird notices immediately. And that small change might be enough to make it circle a few extra times. Not because it is scared, but because it needs to understand the change before it feels safe. Now, here is something most people never think about. Birds are also watching you during those circles. Yes, you. If you are standing in the yard, the bird is studying your behavior from above. Are you moving quickly? Are you looking up at it? Are you standing still near the feeder? Are you making noise? Birds are extremely sensitive to human body language, even from a distance. A person standing calmly near a window is very different from a person walking quickly across the lawn. A person sitting quietly on the patio is very different from a person waving their arms or talking loudly on the phone. Birds read all of this from the air, and they use it to decide whether your yard feels safe enough to land in right now. This is why some people notice that birds seem to land faster on certain days. You might notice that when you sit quietly outside in the morning, birds come down quickly. But when you are rushing around doing yard work, they circle longer or skip your yard entirely. It is not a coincidence. The bird is adjusting its behavior based on yours. It is reading your energy, your speed, your noise level. And it is making a real-time decision about whether you are a threat or not. This is not something birds learn once and forget. They evaluate you every single time, every morning, every visit. You are being watched more carefully than you ever realized. There is another layer to this that most people miss completely. The number of circles matters. A bird that circles once or twice and lands quickly is a bird that already trusts your yard. It has been there before. It knows the layout. It knows the risks. It just needed a quick confirmation check. But a bird that circles 4, 5, 6 times or more, that is a bird that is uncertain. Maybe it is a new visitor. Maybe something changed. Maybe it spotted something suspicious. The longer the bird circles, the more it is processing. And if it eventually flies away without landing, that tells you something important. Something about your yard did not pass the test today. That does not mean your yard is bad. It just means something felt off to a creature that cannot afford to take chances. You might also notice that birds circle more during certain times of year. In spring and summer, when birds are nesting and feeding babies, their caution level increases dramatically. A parent bird will circle your yard much longer than usual because it is not just protecting itself. It is protecting an entire nest of chicks depending on it to come home safely. Every trip to your feeder is a risk calculation. Is the food worth the danger? Is the yard clear enough? Is there enough cover nearby to escape if something goes wrong? Parent birds circle longer, scan harder, and land more carefully. If you see increased circling during nesting season, it is actually a beautiful sign. It means a bird is raising a family nearby and considers your yard a potential food source worth evaluating. Weather also plays a role. On calm, clear mornings, birds can see everything clearly from above, so their circles tend to be shorter and more confident. But on windy days, overcast days, or foggy mornings, their visibility is reduced. They circle longer because they need more time to assess the yard. Wind also makes flight less stable, so birds may circle wider to maintain control while scanning. Rain changes the picture too. After rain, the ground looks different. Puddles form, shadows shift, leaves are flattened. The yard the bird memorized yesterday looks slightly different today. So it circles a few extra times just to rebuild its mental map before committing. So what can you do with all of this knowledge? The answer is simple. Be patient. If you see a bird circling your yard, do not rush outside. Do not wave at it. Do not try to call it down. Just let it do its work. That bird is running a system that has been perfected over millions of years of evolution. It knows what it is doing. And if your yard is safe, if your feeder is clean, if your bushes offer good cover, if there are no lurking predators, the bird will land. It always does. The circle is not rejection. The circle is evaluation. And every time a bird completes that evaluation and chooses to come down, it is telling you something quietly powerful. It is telling you that your yard passed the test, that out of all the places it could land, it chose yours. And that decision was not random. It was calculated, careful, and deliberate. Next time you see a bird flying in slow circles above your house, do not just glance at it and look away. Watch it. Really watch it. Notice how steady its path is. Notice how its head tilts downward. Notice how it adjusts its circles based on what it sees. You are witnessing one of the most sophisticated safety systems in the natural world, happening right above your backyard, in complete silence. And the most amazing part is, that bird is not just scanning your yard. It is scanning you. It is deciding if you are someone it can trust. And if you stay calm, stay patient, and let it finish its quiet work, one day that bird will stop circling so long. It will come down faster. It will land closer. And that is the moment you will know. You did not just feed a bird. You earned its trust from the sky down.